Speaking of which, I actually wanted to ask you something. So when you were at Abington the other day and you gave that whole speech, one of you are gonna have to take over for me. But what did he say along the lines of purpose?
Yes. So I asked you, if you recall, what's your purpose, and you said you don't need a purpose, but you proceeded to say that everything you do is for your family.
Absolutely.
So technically, isn't that your purpose, though?
I mean,
because you said you believe in God too.
I do believe in God, but I mean, I don't believe God's going to come save me. I don't believe anyone's going to come save me. Listen, I don't have, like, some people are like, I have a purpose and I want to go save 1,000 children, and that's great. I know I can't save 1,000 children. That's not realistically. But I can help save some juvenile delinquents here in the Bucks County, Philadelphia area, which I do think I impact, right? So that's meaningful to me, but it's not my purpose. There's a difference, right? It's meaningful to me. I want to help kids truly not have the fucking shitty childhood I had. And I had some great moments in my childhood, right? But, my family, I do what I do every day because my boys are looking at me. What kind of man am I? Am I getting up? I'm up before them? Am I going to work? Am I trying to do what's best? Even though my kids wrestle and they play football, because I know, and I was walking around my farm the other day and I said to my wife, my biggest fear is that my men are soft. My boys are soft men. That's my biggest fear, because soft men will get fucking slaughtered. So my purpose, I guess, if you want to ask me, is to make sure my boys grow up to be strong men, healthy. And I always say, leaders and warriors, boys. You're leaders and warriors. And most people think warriors have a negative connotation. Well, know what? When you need a fucking warrior, be glad you have one around.
I saw the clip that was on your social media. Your kid went into school. He said he was like a warrior.
A leader and a warrior.
Yeah, and like someone like commented on it and like to him, then you had something to say about it.
Well, someone said to him, being a warrior isn't a great thing. They hurt people. And I just said to him, you go back to that fucking little girl and say, you know what, honey? And to say it nicely to her, well, know what, when you're in danger, you need a fucking warrior. You're going to be glad I'm around.
Or they will kill you. If there's no warrior, then they will kill her. So
dude, that's why I respect the military and the police so much. Like, I'm not naive. The ultimate respect for the military and the police. They're the ultimate fucking warriors.
People are just arrogant and they have high ego to understand that those are the people that are actually protecting you instead of you protecting yourself to an extent.
You don't protect yourself.
Yeah.
You're delusional if you think that.
To an extent, you are protecting
yourself. No, you're not. Cause you can, but go let 40 dudes from North Philly or Northeast Philly or
you ain't taking
City,
them. You ain't taking
them. And they want to roll up in your house. Tell them, Deshaun, how's that going to work out for them?
Yeah, that's not going to work.
It just doesn't work that way, guys. Here, my son, you want to say hi to my son, LG?
Yeah, let's talk to him.
Let's go.
Watch this.
What's up, warrior?
LJ, you just called. Say hi, bud.
Hey, little warrior, what's up?
Some people want to know the two things that you are going to grow up to be in life. What's the two things you're going to be, son?
A leader and a lion.
Damn straight. Hey. You have a bright future.
All right, buddy. I'll call you back. Yo, buddy. Yeah.
I got a good report card.
My man. Nice job.
Congrats. Got a good report card, guys.
There you go. I'm proud of you, son. I'll call you when I get out of this meeting. All right, son? I love you.
I wanted to ask you an important question. I read your story of how
I try to answer my son calls.
I think that's important. So, I read your story of how you grew up and what you went through as a kid, and looking at your kids growing up in such a different environment stuff, how do you still try to teach them those values and those hardships that you went through while keeping the balance between the two?
You can't, because you can't. Listen, if someone said to you, I walk 10 miles to school every day, and you're driving a fucking Lamborghini to school.
Yeah.
Doesn't resonate, right? So what I have to do is I surround my sons with good men. Their coaches are good men. Even though I coach my sons. Give you an example. My son LJ wrestles, Hammer wrestles. David doesn't yet, but LJ's coaches, point blank, will get in his ass. And I like that. Yeah. I like that because, he has to deal with adversity. Hammer's coach, the one guy wouldn't coach him to save his life, so I pulled him and put him on another team, and they get in his ass, right? And I coach. And wrestling, the same thing. I think there's certain things that children will learn, no different than you guys. I don't think you have to go through poverty to be a hard man. I think you have to go through life lessons to be a hard man. I don't think my kids will ever understand poverty because then they grow up poor, right? But you can't put a price tag on hunger. I always said what made Mike Tyson so nasty is he was fighting for life and fighting for money, and as soon as he got wealthy, look what happened.
Yeah.
You know, you can't. Once a lion, you know, what's the best time to kill an alligator?
When it's asleep?
No, after it eats.
When
Oh, right.
I was about to say when it's on the land.
No,
Because they're
but-
strong in the water, but
Not hungry no more.
Exactly.
And well, as soon as you're not hungry, boy. And I know there's a younger Lance Bachman where he out there to put me on my ass because he's truly hungry.
I feel like when it's asleep is a nice candidate. Just stab. All right, maybe not.
Listen, there's something to be said. There's something to be said about people that are hungry and desire. Something to be said about it.
do you know Ronaldo, this professional soccer player?
The good looking
Ronaldo.
dude. You
What?
remind me of him. That good looking cat.
Yeah.
Of course you like him. Yeah, Deshaun, of course this kid likes Ronaldo, right? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that reminds me of what you said because he also said this because he grew up in poverty and stuff and he became one of the best players and stuff. And he said, I won't give my son what I didn't have, but I will teach him what I wasn't taught. So
Of
that's,
course.
it's like, that's
Listen.
literally what you said.
Listen, do I take care of my children? I call it the reward system. You work hard, you get rewarded. You don't
Exactly.
work hard. Yeah, it's fuck around, find out in my house.
Oh,
the
yeah.
system
Oh,
like?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Huh?
I said that's great.
It's fuck around, find out in my house. It's the reward system. Like, you do well, you work hard, you get rewarded. You give it your all, you get rewarded. I'll take you to Sixers games, I'll put you courtside. You don't do well, fuck it, you sit in your room.
Yeah, that's a big lesson.
I love that. Yeah, that's what's really going to push him to that next
They
level.
do well. In what circumstance are you talking about?
Give your effort. Effort matters more than anything else. You know, if you give your effort enough on enough on many days, sooner or later you become the lion of the crowd.
Yeah, something I hear everyone say is they always say, if you do your best, that's all that matters. What I believe is if you really do your best and you don't make any excuses, you do 100%, you can't lose.
Now, I hear people go, right? I hear dads, these dipshits, right? And they're like, man, if you beat little Johnny in a race, I'm going to go take you to Target. Or if you beat little Michael in a wrestling match, I'm going to get you this. Well, what if he just can't fucking do it? What if the skill set just ain't there? What if his mind is there and he's ready to go do it? And he just ain't fast enough. God's gift is speed, right? And so for me, I don't ever say to my children, if you do this, this, or that. Mine is, I can tell you're giving your effort. I can tell if you're training hard. I can tell if you're working hard. I can tell, there's a difference between being present and being present. I always tell people, right now in this moment, I'm present with you. I'm not just sitting in this room, I'm present with you.
Yeah.
And you give me those things, we're going to get along just fine. If you don't give me those things, I'm fucking out.
And you can really feel whether or not you're here. Like right now, all five of us, we can feel that you're really present, like you
course.
said.
You guys
an
drove down
energy
here.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
And we appreciate that.
Uh,